I recently read an article about the Denver International Airport and its many secrets, and then it just so happened that I had a request to cover this story. So I started digging, and I have to say that I'm shocked that something as mundane as an airport could be so wild. The Denver International Airport was built as a replacement for the Stapleton Airport back in 1995, and it seems like since the opening, it has had nothing but nefarious conspiracy theories, from secret tunnels and Nazi secret societies to paranormal activity and signs of the end times. It honestly doesn't help that the employees and even the CEO of the airport, Kim Day, seem to embrace the ideas. She was actually quoted as saying, "We decided a few years ago that rather than fight all of this and try and convince everybody that there's nothing really going on, let's just have some fun with it." So that just left me with one question. Why are the theories about this airport so persistent? Well, believe it or not, it has less to do with the airport and more to do with the questionable construction work. And why did the airport cost so much to build, and why did it take so much longer than normal to build? Okay, so we've gone over the history, but what exactly are these theories that seem to capture the headspace of so many people who use this airport to travel each and every year? Well, the one that stuck out to me the most from the article was that it was built by the New World Order, which reminds me eerily of last week's video about the Georgia Guidestones. This theory actually goes as far as to rope in Nazism, and that the runways were actually designed and built to resemble a swastika. I think what aids this theory the most is that the airport's dedication marker actually credits an organization called the New World Airport Commission, so the parallels seem to start at the very beginning. And so to many, I know that this might just seem like a coincidence, but it was discovered that the organization doesn't actually exist, so this predates the airport being open in the theories, so why the marker? People have also noted what they consider to be strange markings on buildings, which are believed to be connected to the New World Order as well. Several of these markings are actually references to the Navajo language and the periodic table of elements, so that is a little weird. So now let's move to the outside of the building, where there's a blue 32-foot Mustang named Blucifer. Blucifer is a 32-foot fiberglass sculpture located on the nearby boulevard, and like the airport itself, Blucifer seems to have a sinister history as well. People often point to the statue's glowing red eyes as a reference to the four horsemen of the apocalypse, even though the artist once said that this color was picked as an homage to the American Wild West. Now, to some, that may seem like a good enough answer, but that was until the artist Luis Jimenez was actually killed 2 years before the piece was completed, when a piece of the statue fell on him and severed an artery in his leg. And ever since then, people have been making up all types of theories about the horse's true purpose. And so then when we go back inside, it is said that the airport actually houses the Illuminati headquarters. So now, in addition to the airport being built by Nazi New World Order, we have the Illuminati in the mix. There are also many reports about unmarked buildings and even an underground area on the airport's property. And that theory seems to have stemmed from a time capsule that was buried on the property that included symbols linking back to the Freemasons that, according to many, are actually linked to the Illuminati or shielding the Illuminati itself. Now, the Illuminati theory seems to live off the fact that the airport was so much more expensive than originally projected, so questions about how the airport was actually paid for came into light. According to many, the project was paid off using Illuminati money, which many people believe was an exchange for the secret society having full access to the property, both above and below ground. According to the airport's website, many rumors say that the first few buildings on the property were not built properly, so instead of demolishing them, the airport simply buried them and built more on top of it, giving the Illuminati their underground lair. And now we have to go back into the apocalyptic theories, which are arguably some of the biggest theories surrounding the airport. Now, it is true that the airport includes underground tunnels and even an underground train, and officially, this is just the remains of a defunct automatic baggage system. But according to some people, this isn't all the tunnels are used for. Some have theorized that the tunnels also contain underground bunkers that will serve as a safe place for the world's elite during the apocalypse. There was even an article in the Denver Post that stated the tunnels directly lead to the North American Aerospace Defense Company, or NORAD, which we discussed in the Underground Bases video. NORAD is roughly 100 miles south of the airport. Okay, so the last theory I want to get into is around the artwork that is both inside and around the airport, as there are a lot of weird pieces that make up this public art collection. Some of this artwork includes pieces done by Leo Tanguma, which some believe have alleged Nazi imagery hidden in them, and that this actually proves that the airport is linked to a fascist secret society. And then we have the gargoyles, which many people believe are used either as hidden surveillance devices or to ward off evil spirits that may be called forward by the cultist activity below the airport. Now, I know that this isn't every theory attached to the airport, but it should be enough for you guys to start doing some digging of your own. And now I've got to ask, what do you guys think? This video is a lot of fun due to the sheer amount of theories and the tiny details that just don't seem to add up, so make sure you let me know in the comments down below. Because, for now, for tonight, I think we're going to have to add the strange and bizarre Denver International Airport to our never-ending, but our always growing Tales from the Dark.